What's good, everybody? Back once again, and today is my review of the WWE Money in the Bank. Shawty, what you think? Anyway, first of all, from start to finish, pay-per-view, yeah, because we still call them that. Great. It was great. Even some of the ones I thought wasn't going to be good, and there's really only one. But I was like, no, it was good. I was like, Gunther versus Riddle. It was pretty much like what I thought it was. I was like, first of all, none of the matches went in the order that I thought they were going to go in, and probably proved to be a little bit better this way anyway. You know, what do I know? But no, Gunther, Riddle. I was like, fun match, good match. I was like, Gunther is really, you know, I was like, remember when he was Walter, Fat Walter, whatever, you know, when he was fatter, you know, and it's really weird because I was like, he transformed into like, got himself in more shape and stuff like that, and I still don't know which one is more menacing, more better. I was like, it's almost like, like the villain. Like the villain you see and you just like, but like in a video game or something like that, the villain like you take out and he just was like he was already a threat, but then somehow he comes back in like a later game or movie and all of a sudden he's like even better. That's crazy. That pretty much what Walter the Gunther is. It's basically the villain that you couldn't even put down then. Somehow it's better and more menacing. The way he was over here taking out Riddle's ankle was really like fun, and also like let's be honest, the ending where he just kept slapping the hell out of his ankle, that's gotta be the one. That gotta be like the funniest thing. But it was also like something that I'm like, you don't really see, but it's like why that wouldn't be effective. The way he slaps the hell out you. And he's slapping the hell out your ankle that he is already injured earlier in the week, injured through this match. Why at that point, But also but I was like, I also like how like Walter let Riddle get some offense in. Like you never figure that he might lose this match, but you was like those are good. I was like that's like good spots, that's good tactics and stuff like that. But we all know who's gonna win. Gonna win that all day. Then Drew came out, and I would have preferred like an RKO out of anywhere, but can't get mad also with Drew coming back. I would also like the surprise Claymore than straight up thing just because he just won, and I was like, I get it, he's tired and stuff like that, but I felt like a surprise one is a little bit. But anyway. So I guess that's obviously gonna be a SummerSlam match, and I think that we're gonna lose it, to be honest. But because I'm like, you can't have Drew keep on. He coming back from injury. He lost at WrestleMania. He lost to several. He been losing the Gunther for a minute. I feel like he's gonna win this one. But anyway, good match. Then the next match, which was the men's Money in the Bank match, and it almost played out like how I thought. One, I like how they pretty much fully went with Paul being a villain, and not just a heel, but like villain where even all of the superstars don't like him, gang up on him, trying to beat him up and stuff like that. But it pretty much went a little bit how I thought. I picked Nakamura, didn't go that well, but I knew that they were gonna have Logan Paul pretend like he was gonna win it, and they did that several times. I thought they were just gonna save that one for the ending and instead have LA Knight win it, but they flipped it of letting LA Knight that's you think that he was gonna win it for Priest to win it, and I don't know. I was like, I should have had him also as like a pick. I wasn't really. It was something that I was like, I was like, I knew it was a possibility. I just didn't really. I just thought like, oh, okay, cool. They're gonna go with LA Knight, cause let him. But to be honest, I actually like this a lot better. Priest has won the U.S. Championship. He's been in some heavyweight matches, even though we knew he was going to win it. I was like, he's been on the stage. Like, LA Knight just got here, and I was like, I know most people just like put a rocket on him while they just hot and all this other stuff. But but I'm like, you can still have him in matches and stuff like that with titles and stuff. So it's not end all be all. He don't need to be shot with the belt just to be like, okay, cool. So kind of think about it. He ain't gonna beat Roman, and is he gonna really beat Seth anytime? So why not have Priest Priest is somebody that's like with Judgment Day, you got that whole storyline, and I'm like, Priest is somebody that I'm like, it would be stupid, but say he lost his cash in. I don't think he'd be done as much as if LA Knight lost his cash in. How everybody's talking about him being buried now, you think that he wouldn't be buried then? Where it's like Damian Priest would have a chance because I was like, he has a chance because he's been in at least more spotlight. But the match, I was like, the match was good. I was like, there were a lot of like cool. I know it was botches, but I was like, I don't mind botches that look realistic. Paul doing doing the splash on Priest and it didn't break. I like that. I like that it doesn't just break for like the awe effect, because I like that to me created a bigger effect of being like, oh, that looked like it hurt, it didn't bend. The crazy spot with him and Ricochet, like, don't get me wrong, that was crazy dangerous, and Ricochet was able to like you could sort of see when they show like the replay, he was able to see like he tucked his head a little bit more so it wouldn't just land straight up like that. He would have like some bend to it or whatever. I guess I should go this way. But I sort of like, I was like, long as like nobody like gets hurt type of thing. I like those type of botches because it looks so more realistic and it's like I sometimes like unchoreographed stuff that makes it look like it's not a play and it's being like we went over to some, or whatever like that. I like those kind of things or whatever. I was like, yeah, but no, it was a fun match. You can't go wrong with ladders, and they threw some tables in here. There was a cricket bat up in there, so it was fun all around. Though then the next match, which I was surprised about, that was actually better than I thought it was the Tag Team Women's Championship match. Now, of course, we all thought, we were like, cool, bathroom break, chill, like look at my text messages, we all thought, we all know what that match is. It's like, we had 2 bangers of a match, we got the rest of the show, let's take a breather. And that's pretty much what it was. And it's like, it's not that it wasn't, but it was, but I thought it was more fun than I was like, than what I expected. I thought it was going to sort of just be bland, or I thought that like Shayna and Rousey were just going to beat the hell out of Liv and hurt her too much, and then take out Raquel and score the victory or whatever. I thought they were going to retain, but I was like, but there was like some good spots and stuff like that. I like Liv always selling. I know everybody don't really like her sometimes wrestling or whatever like that, but I think she's just not used properly. But I was like, but I like her ragdoll effect and stuff like that. But let's be honest, the whole turning, one, it was like, what? They just won the Tag Team Championship. They just sort of got together and been wanting to get together for so long. But also, it was kind of cool. It was really kind of dope of seeing that, of like Baszler looking like NXT Baszler. And I'm like, if we get that kind of Baszler, I'm down for that kind of Baszler. And considering how everybody sort of feel about Rousey, I don't actually think that this is a bad thing. And to me, I'm like, Rousey's going to have her name no matter what. So she's always going to, whether she's leaving WWE, she's in WWE, whatever. She's going to have that thing, that name, to where if she wants to be in a program, she's going to be in a program. Whether we cheer or we boo her, whatever. She's going to be in that program. But you have a chance to sort of elevate Baszler back to a top threat, I'll say. Not necessarily like top spot, like, now, oh snap, here she comes, going to win championship. But a top threat to where it's like, all right, cool. It's like, like maybe she won't be NXT reigned or nothing like that. But if you always, but I was like, if she could just have herself where now she can always be in the heavyweight, in the women's championship picture, then you win. Then you win this. You'll have her be credible because of who she beat, and that'll be able to drive her for a long time. Even though that she's not going to be able to challenge for that championship because I don't see her beating Rhea, but they had some good matches in NXT, so it's a threat there, or something like that. I was like, so Cody, Dom, what was the women? Whatever. We're gonna talk about all the matches. Cody and Dom. That was a good fun match. I thought it was really good of Dom doing his little like scared little chicken shit little kind of thing, and like hit there and all this other stuff, and just being slimy and stuff like that, and Cody playing along with it, and then also then at a certain point just be like, all right, I'm tired of this. It was a fun little match. I was like, it wasn't nothing spectacular, nothing to write home with. I was like, to me that was like more to build up more so to this than the match was ever going to be. But also, once again, good match. I was like into also just, I was like, Cody's way over. Theme song's great, but also Dom is very over in the opposite direction. So it was great. I was like, it was two people that's like cool. Everybody wanted to also see them. The women's match. I was like, this one was also. I was like, this one I feel like had probably just about the same amount of botches that the men did, but I was like, I thought they was able to sort of like work with their stuff also. I was like, although I didn't like all the participants being in this match necessarily, I was like, because I was like, well, the Bayley EO, that one was good, and you've seen that a couple of times, like Bayley knocking EO off the ladder, but then EO getting her lick back, basically, of handcuffing her to Becky. I was like, even though I didn't like Zoe and Trish teaming up in the thing, because I just feel like that's a weird dynamic of having them both in there, to me, to be honest, in different than Damage Control, but it worked with the whole Becky and Trish thing. I didn't really think that Zoe really got to really like show too much because she was being such a handler for Trish. So that's like, I'm like, so it didn't really get to show her when I'm like, this is her first time to be shown to the, so I was like, I'd either rather her like not be in it but help Trish still, or it just be her in it in general. I was like, the spot with Zelina throwing her ass onto the ladder, that was really good, especially because Zoe, like, she got caught in there for a minute. I was like, EO's always great just jumping off high spots and doing moonsaults and stuff like that. I was like, she's really fun. I was like, I like the trend that I guess they're going with Becky always being in this match, and I feel like she's going to get one before it's all said and done. But it's sort of like a weird, funny streak that they're doing, that she's always in it, and as big of a person that she's is and gotten, that kind of like she didn't get it when she was sort of like on the bottom of the horsewomen. Then I was like, it's almost like how like John Cena winning, where it's like you don't need it. Becky doesn't really need it. So it's like I don't know when that streak gonna break. But no, I was like, no. Once again, ladders. You're never gonna trip with ladders. You're not gonna trip with. I was like, it was fun throughout. I was like, so then it was Seth and Finn, and first of all, the lead up to the match where they were showing all like the little promos and stuff from the past. I was like, WWE could do a package. That's all I could say. That lead up was really good. But the match itself was also really good. But it's Seth and Finn, and it's like, while I'm not like a big Finn fan like that, I do like the way he works sort of in the ring. He doesn't really just like do it for me or whatever. I'll pick him in situations. I was like, and it's not like I dislike Finn or nothing like that. I like Finn. I was like, I just don't. I was like, maybe because I wasn't there when he first came up through NXT and stuff like that. But I've always liked his and Seth's matches, like whether it was from the Intercontinental title to like titles like this. I was like, it's funny because I was like, a couple of their movesets are sort of similar, so it's always funny to see like which one could do it the best. Like they try to like one up each other with it. But yeah, no, I was like, I mean, obviously I figured Seth was gonna win. But Finn hitting all the coup de grace and stuff like that. And then for him to just stumble because Priest comes out with the briefcase and stuff like that. I thought the ending was a little just because of like he was basically beating himself's ass and then one and it's over. And I was like, you know, I get a curb song, but I was like, it was just like that's it. And I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, but that's also to build tension into future, because I was like, I also think this is going to be the rematch at SummerSlam, and I think at SummerSlam, Priest is going to cash. I feel like Priest is going to cash in during and make it like a triple threat and win the championship. That way, neither one gets it. That way, you don't have. I was like, and I this is my theory, or this is what I might think. While I feel like the work, it probably should have been Dom having the Money in the Bank contract, but it almost made me think of Evolution in a way where Triple H is the main guy, but Randy won the World Heavyweight Championship, and after that, they booted his ass out of there. Because, like, you can't have the main championship when I'm the top dog, So, it almost sort of seems like that, where it's like, Priest, I feel like, is going to win the championship, but he's technically not the top dog, but you got the championship, so you should. So I'm like, we'll see how it plays out. That's just my theory. That's going to be for another day or whatever. But fantastic match. Now for the epic match of the night, and I was like, and from the whole storyline, bloodline, whatever you want to say, everything, I'm surprised Roman got pinned. I am surprised. I thought they would just pin Solo. I was like, but I do get it for Jay to pin Roman. It's sort of just like, how long are they going to do this? Because I feel like some steps they took away that I thought would work, and they shortened it. So it's also like, how fast are they speedlining this compared? Because like I know this ain't the pay-per-view, but just from my thought, I thought that like when Jay and Jimmy was having a thing where he was like, "You out," I thought that's how it should have sort of just been, and Jay just sort of like sticks around, and then Jimmy faces Roman for the championship, and just give that little lick of shine or whatever like that, and then like something happened, and then Jay just steps out, and then they do the tag team match. And then it's like that, just because I feel like it'd be like more of a build. But anyway, neither here nor there. Had a great match. I was like, take it. I was like, kicks left, right. You know how they do. Kicks left, right. Punches left, right. I did like this, like the cameras of the Usos hitting Roman with the spear. I was like that. I like that. I like. There was a lot of good camera work in a lot of these matches. To be honest. The camera work was really nice in a lot of these matches. But I was like, but they're always pretty good at angles. I was like, well, there was a couple times where they just shot the crowd. But anyway, no, I was like, you felt basically the feeling of the whole storyline pretty much through the match. It really made me think of the WrestleMania match with Owens and Zayn versus the Usos, and it felt like that. Like you already sort of like. Well, with that one, with both of them, you didn't know the outcome, but you knew where it should go, and you sort of felt the match, and you just like, oh my God, they're going to do it. They're going to actually pull this, and they do, it in a big way of letting it be Roman, and that's like his first pin in like, what, and pretty much since he had all the championships. So, and for Jay to get it, obviously it's setting up that's like, it's going to basically set up that Jay's going to have to be the one to knock off Roman. Will that be for the championship is a good question, but that's what we pretty much set it up. And I was like, pretty much all the matches pretty much set up something for the next pay-per-view. They're like, there wasn't nothing where like, all right, that's done. And like in a good way, not like, oh, we have to rehash all these feuds. It's like, oh, okay, cool, what's going to happen next? It's like, ooh, it's like, yes, please, I'll take that one. I was down with their matches. I was like, that was a good match, But I was like, no, Money in Bank was like, well, Money in Bank is pretty much mostly fun. I was like, God, there's two ladder matches, and I was like, that's pretty much. And I was like, depending on how the rest of the match, that's pretty much how they organize their match. But I was like, no, this was a fun pay per view. Anyway, that was a recap. That was, I guess, most of my misses because I was like, I think the only one I got right was Gunther and Cody, and I guess Seth. Cause even for the women's, I got EO right. Cause I was like, that one, though I feel like with no burners anyway, so I can't even take like, good job, buddy. Anyway, like anything I had to say here, thanks, I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, peace. I'm out.